Hello everybody, welcome back to my MindTax SevTech Ages Tips video. A few things that I did forget to touch on in the first video. I explained that the cactuses and the Venus flytraps can delete items, which is kind of handy, but also right in your inventory is the garbage can. So if you just take an item, you hover over the garbage, it says click shift to open, and then you just have to click it and that will delete the item for you. So no need to have these plants around. I just like having them feed all your garbage to the plants, and that's pretty handy. For chopping wood, it can be pretty painful. You got to go to your wood, put it on the chopping block, scroll back to your stone axe, chop the wood, rinse and repeat, whereas it goes a lot faster if you just put your wood over into your offhand there, and then it makes it a lot handier. There's no scrolling back and forth involved to get your wood. I do not advise making your first base out of wood because we do get into fire related things there in age 1. I do keep mine kind of away from everything so it doesn't set my shelves and my chests on fire. But just something to bear in mind there for when you are designing your base. Another overpowered item in addition to these wild dog pelt boots in age 0 that you can get is the Bearclaw Paxel. This thing has an amazing damage per second quote unquote value. Damage value is 6, so that's relatively normal, but it has an attack speed of 5. So you multiply those two together to get your DPS, and that says 30, whereas my favorite weapon for the first couple of ages is the stone axe. Has a pretty high attack value of 9, but the attack speed is relatively low at 0.8, so that comes out to a 7.2 damage per second value compared to 30. Yeah, it doesn't even come close to touching how fast you can kill things with the Bearclaw Paxel, especially if they take 2 or 3 different hits. And then the other thing about it is the mining speed. So it has a mining speed of 8, whereas the stone pickaxe, I believe, has a mining speed of 4. And even this bronze pickaxe, which I made in age 1, only has a mining speed of 6. So Bearclaw Paxel is extremely powerful, although the trade-off for that is the fact that the bear claws needed to craft it are pretty rare. So bears themselves are pretty rare, and then the drop chance is not 100%, although you can get 0, 1, 2, or 3 bear claws per bear that you kill, and those are either the grizzly bears that will spawn from time to time and actively seek you out, try to attack you, or the smaller black bears, which are relatively passive until you start attacking them. But yeah, they're pretty rare, which makes the Bearclaw Paxel a little bit difficult weapon to craft and to upkeep. And by upkeep, I mean you can repair your tools. So when your shovel runs all the way out, it doesn't actually break automatically. It will be there and it will say broken, and then you can repair that just in your crafting grid with whichever whichever material you made to make it. So putting a shovel into the crafting grid with some stone will repair it up all the way, and that's because a shovel takes 1 stone to make, so 1 stone will repair it 100%, whereas with the pickaxes and axes they take 3 to make, so each item will only repair it by 3. Now the pickaxe does take plates to craft, but you can repair it with the ingots, which is pretty handy. So see, if I put 1 ingot up there, it will take it from about 1/3 there up to about 2/3. Then if I add in the second ingot there, it will repair it back up to full. The other thing that I didn't touch on in the first video was the nutrition mod, which you can access with the hotkey N or by pushing the caret on your inventory screen there. So there are 4 categories here, and you will get bonuses when you get each of these categories up over 90%. By hovering over food in your inventory, you can see what it gives you. So each of these wild berries will increase my fruit by 1%. So if we saw over here, I am currently at 97% fruit. So if I nom on a couple of berries here, go back to the nutrition, you'll see I'm up to 99%. So this makes crafting some of the better foods in the game more profitable because you can get better returns on some of your categories, and then some of them will go down, so you just kind of pay attention to it all and min-max it as you will. Hearty stew, one of the best foods in the game. You can't really make it until you get to age 1, maybe 2, but there are other things which you can make in the earlier ages, which will not only improve the value you get for each item that you eat, but also give you multiple at the same time. So you get buffing up all of your categories doesn't take as long. So with each category that you improve, it will give you 2.5 hearts of health. And then as well, when you get to 2 of the 3 and 3 out of the 4 respectively, you will get extra buffs such as strength and resistance. And then getting the 4th one up will just give you the extra health boost, getting you up to the full 20 hearts or 40 health. So the last thing I wanted to touch on are the backpacks. You can make these in age 0. However, it does take quite a bit of grinding on the leather to get there. So the recipe for the backpack does take at least 8 leather, because you have to cut up some leather to make the leather cordage. And then the upgrades for the backpack to add extra spaces of inventory. So as we can see here, this is the tier 0 backpack, which comes with 2 extra rows of inventory space. And then I'll just show you here, pushing shift over that. This is tier 0. The next upgrade is wooden. And then I've actually upgraded this up to the stone level. So you have the blank upgrade, which does take more leather, and then the wood upgrade, which will add 1 extra row of inventory space, takes more leather. And then the stone one, another leather there as well. And then once you get into age 2, you can make the iron and gold upgrades as well, which will add up to 2 more slots. So we can see here my tier 2 backpack does have 4 spots. So by the time you get up to the gold one, you'll have 6 extra rows of inventory, which is 300% inventory space. Pretty handy for carrying around all these things, which you might not need all of the time, but are handy to have on the fly while you're out adventuring and you're not clogging up all of your inventory space. That was everything that I wanted to touch up on that I'd missed out on the first video, and then in the next video we'll get into the age 1, which I'll split into a couple of videos because we've got some general tips, as well as I want to talk separately about the blood magic and Abyssal Craft mods. Hope you're all having a good one, and we will see you later.